Good morning, fourth grade, and welcome back. Today, we are talking about Barack Obama as we continue to talk about Black History Month throughout the month of February. Today, we're learning about Barack Obama and his impact through history and the United States. We know we will be successful when we can explain the importance of Barack Obama and his upbringing, describe President Obama's life history, and explain why he's important to our United States history and Black History Month. Now, I know you've probably heard about Barack Obama before since he's a past president very recently. So today I wanted to start off with just a fun video from Kid President that includes Barack Obama today.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Absolutely. You been having fun? Come on. So this is the Oval Office right here. And I think you should try to sit behind the desk so you look a little more official. Is that Rihanna?
Nope.
Okay. Well, just we'll make sure not to cause an international incident. No, Kid President, what grade are you in?
Third.
Third? Third grade? Yeah. This is a telegraph.
Telegraph? What's a telegraph?
Well, a telegraph, it used to be before there were phones, before there was the internet, before there was YouTube.
Electricity?
It was a telegraph, and that's how you communicate from far away. How's school going?
Good.
It's going pretty good? Okay, so, because I know you've got all these other activities.
Yeah.
So much demands on your time trying to balance being president and being in the third grade. You know, that's a lot of stuff. But you seem to be handling it pretty well.
Very well.
You do. This is a program from the March on Washington where Dr. King spoke. Have you heard of the I Have a Dream speech? So this is the original program for that. Somebody gave that to me. Of course, it's Abraham Lincoln,
Yeah.
one of the most famous and one of my favorite presidents.
Mine too.
Any advice for me as just an ordinary president as opposed to kid president?
I have one.
Okay.
Well, it's not really advice. It's just how you're doing.
Okay.
You're doing awesome.
You think I'm doing awesome? Thank you. That means a lot to me. I think you're doing awesome. So both of us, we've got a lot of responsibilities, but we're handling our business.
How can kids and grown-ups work together to change the world?
The most important thing we can all do is to treat each other with kindness and respect, right? So kids, they can learn right away when, in school and on the playground to be nice to each other. And if you see a kid being picked on, you make sure you stand up for them and you treat everybody fairly, no matter what they look like or where they're from. And if you start learning to do that as kids and everybody's respectful of each other and nice to each other, then when they grow up, they'll be doing the same thing and we'll have a lot fewer problems, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. This is the Emancipation Proclamation that Abraham Lincoln signed to free the slaves. And this is a bust of Dr. Martin Luther King. You keep on doing the great work that you're doing. I'll try to do my best. Between the two of us, maybe we can kind of get things going in a good direction. Now, even though we're presidents, can we still hug?
Yeah.
Is that okay? All right, I just want to make sure. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
All right. You work hard in school too, though.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
How you doing? You having a good day? Did you see the president? You did? That's awesome.
Hi, man.
Okay, so I loved incorporating this video today for a multitude of reasons. One, because it's Kid President and Mr. Barack Obama, who we were talking about today, but also he mentions Martin Luther King Jr., he mentions Abraham Lincoln, and he mentions the Emancipation Proclamation all in this video. So all of these really relate back to Black History Month and the importance of why we celebrate Black History Month as we continue to learn about this. So now we're going to go ahead and read about President Barack Obama. So Barack Obama, on August 4th, 1961, a Kenyan man and a woman from Kansas welcomed a baby boy into the world. The doctors and nurses in the hospital room that day in Honolulu, Hawaii, had no way of knowing that the screaming baby boy would become the 44th president of the United States of America one day. Barack Obama was still wearing diapers when the civil rights movement was happening in the United States in the early 1960s. Martin Luther King Jr. was dreaming of a better future for his children. What would Dr. King have said if he knew his children would live to see an African American become president? Let's read about it. So Barack Obama Sr. came from humble beginnings. So we're talking about Barack Obama's father here when we talk about Barack Obama Sr. He first worked as a goat herder in Kenya, but he worked back and earned a scholarship to go to college in Hawaii to study economics. Ann Durham met Barack Sr. at the University of Hawaii, and the two married in 1961. So that would be Barack Obama's mom. Barack Obama Jr. was born in early August of that year in Honolulu. When Barack was just 2 years old, his parents separated. His mom took him to Indonesia, and his father returned to Kenya. Barack's mother remarried and gave birth to a daughter, Barack's half-sister. Unfortunately, Anne did not feel her son was safe, nor was he receiving a good education in Indonesia. So she sent him back to Hawaii to live with her parents. Anne and Barack's half-sister joined Barack in Hawaii a few years later. So even though he was raised by a single mom and his grandparents, Obama excelled in grade school. He was a standout in Hawaii both academically and on the basketball court. He graduated from high school with honors in 1979, and 4 years later, he graduated from Columbia University with a degree in political science, the study of government and the way the government functions. Barack had to work his way through college while earning his degree, which means he had to work small jobs in order to help pay for the student loans he borrowed to pay for his education. In 1988, 5 years after he graduated from college, Barack went back to school again. This time he attended Harvard Law School. There he met his wife, Michelle Robinson, and the two married in 1992. The Obamas later had 2 girls together named Malia and Sasha. So today's journal question is going to talk about Barack Obama's upbringing. As we can see, Barack had to work really hard through public schools, and as we also can see, he had to pay for a lot of his own education. This isn't always necessarily true for presidents. Usually presidents come from very wealthy families, and you can see here as Barack has already started to work really hard in school to get where he was. In the late 1990s, before his second daughter Sasha was born, Barack Obama worked in Chicago as a civil rights lawyer and a professor at the University of Chicago Law School. He worked very hard to get people to vote for Bill Clinton during the presidential campaign in 1992. And he published a best-selling book about his struggle to find his racial identity as a mixed American. This work first led him to a seat in the Illinois State Senate in 1996. And later to the United States Senate in 2004. So he first started off as a civil rights lawyer. He then made his way into being in the Senate in 1996. So this is kind of his progress as we move through his life and see how he became a president. He was only the 3rd African American selected to the Senate since the Reconstruction period. That's a huge deal. Since Senator Obama fought to create programs to support the poor and establish stronger laws regarding ethics. In 2004, he gave an important speech that was focused on uniting the country, regardless of political parties. After this speech, people everywhere were talking about how the young politician, Barack Obama, had stormed onto the scene with his big ideas about uniting the nation. Barack Obama faced John McCain, an older, wealthy son of a war hero who seemed to be the opposite of Obama in every way in the presidential election of 2008. Americans chose the man of Barack Obama, the middle class, to represent them over McCain. They put the middle class because, as you could see earlier, he gained his education from someone who was middle class. His family was not necessarily super wealthy, let alone, like we said, he had to work his way through school by helping himself pay for it. So they saw him as a middle class, someone that we can relate to, and that was a big deal. When he was sworn into office, Obama inherited 2 overseas wars and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, which left the United States in $16 trillion in debt. Obama certainly had his job cut out for him. Despite all of the challenges he faced when he first took office, the American people felt that President Obama had been successful enough at handling the nation's challenges to elect him to serve a second term as president for 4 years. Obama's second and final presidential term ended in 2016. So that's why you might have heard of him, one of our more recent presidents. Today, your journal question is, many presidents in American history come from wealthy family backgrounds and receive private education. Explain whether or not Obama's upbringing fits this presidential norm. I also want you to think about, why is that a big deal? And how does that really pertain to all of the importance of Black History Month? President Obama, being our first Black president, made history in lots of ways. And as we continue to talk about, shows that anything's possible for anyone. If you'd like to continue to read more about President Barack Obama, or who is he in his history, here are a few different books. Who is Barack Obama? Barack Obama by National Geographic for Kids. And it says Barack Obama, Son of Promise, Child of Hope. I hope that some of these are helpful, and I can't wait to see your responses. Good job today, 4th grade.